Behind me is probably one of Australia's most iconic roads, the Great Ocean Road, heading into SA. We've got Mount Gambier, the Sinkhole Gardens, and a whole bunch of exciting stuff, including the 12 Apostles. Let's get into it.
This particular little area is home to some pretty cool stuff. We've got some of the world's largest flowering plants, carnivorous snails that have gone pretty much unchanged since the time of the dinosaurs. And we've got some extremely large trees. Like, when I say extremely large trees, big f***ing donkeys. So it's definitely worth looking up spots like this along the drive. If you're into a bit of walking, a bit of nature, definitely recommend it. I know 98% of you guys just want to see a 1,000 horsepower Land Cruiser thrash through the bush and probably don't give two f***s about anything, but while we're here, this big dog myrtle tree, 200 years old, made up of 3 separate trees that got kinky and grew together into one gigantor mega tree that looks like something straight out of Avatar, so that's kind of cool. Onwards. Everywhere you walk there's cool stuff. Hollow tree. If YouTube doesn't work out and I end up homeless, this is my new address, just letting you know. As you can probably see behind me, we made it here to the 12 Apostles, 4.5 hours out of Melbourne, and an absolute bucket list destination for not just myself, but I'm sure lots of you guys. But the 12 Apostles there's a little bit of controversy behind the name because there was never actually 12 rock structures. There was only ever 9 at the start of the 21st century. And obviously the rough waves and sea conditions from the Bass Strait have taken their toll over the years. They used to be massive caves which turned into huge bridges, and as they collapsed, you see the limestone structures behind us that have been renamed to the 12 Apostles. The Ocean Road to get here is some of the best driving roads I've ever been on. If you had a motorbike or a sports car, or a 1,000 horsepower 80 series, bellissimo. Now I'm sure I'm not alone when I say, when you come to places like the 12 Apostles and it's packed with tourists, hundreds of people, it takes a little bit of the magic away from it. That's not to say it's not the most beautiful place on earth, but it just sort of ruins it that little bit. We are probably not even 5 kilometers up the road in the direction of South Australia, and we have found the sickest little outcrop. Just down there, if you're looking for a landmark, I believe is a rock formation called the Baker's Oven. This is literally the edge of the world. Like, it feels like something just out of a fairy tale. If you look down here, these limestone, sandstone cliff edges and the freaking Bass Strait, man. It's insane. And we literally just found this by accident, looking for a place to have a bush pee. No. It's so sick. I'm gonna keep walking down here towards the water and see what I can't find, but this is literally what it's all about. Jump in your car, take your loved ones, take your dogs, take whatever it is that's important to you, and just go and fucking explore. It doesn't always have to be a big planned out trip. This has no planning involved. We said, yeah, let's drive the Great Ocean Road. That's as far as we got in the planning department. This is literally what owning a four-wheel drive is all about. Insane, man. We've just arrived at tonight's camp. We are probably a couple hours still out from Mount Gambier, which is tomorrow's mission, but this is Lake Yamba, and might I just say, we have got the place literally to ourselves, and it is a cracker of a spot. Now this is actually a caravan park, There's a stack of powered sites and all that sort of stuff. For unpowered, they've got this massive grass area. Pretty much all the spots are on a slope except for our spot, so that's good. But super cheap. I think this place was $25, I think, for the night, something like that. Which, as far as camping along the Great Ocean Road sort of way, and this area of Australia is pretty affordable. I'm gonna get the dogs out. We're gonna set up camp. Probably won't film too much tonight. Tomorrow's a big one. Can't wait to show you guys the Sinkhole Gardens and a little bit around Mount Gambier. So anyway, set this tent up, I guess. This is why we came to Mount Gambier. Well, there's this in Blue Lake, I think, is it? We are at the Umferston Sinkhole, which might sound strange, but it's one of the biggest draw cards of Mount Gambier, I think. Not to say this place doesn't have it all going on, but look, there's not a heap going on in Mount Gambier, that's all I'm saying. This used to be a cave. Used to be a massive cave, and then basically through the dissolution of limestone, it eventually collapsed in, and the topsoil that now lays on the bottom of this sinkhole has basically produced the ultimate environment to grow a garden. Now there's viewing platforms all around the top, and you can also venture down into the garden, which is really cool. So we're about to, holy!
It's like way deeper than I thought it would be.
This is insane. It's so deep, so much deeper, that's what she said, than I could have anticipated. Like, all the way up there is the top. And behind the stairs up, I don't know if you can see that, there's actually a pathway that you can walk all the way around and behind these vines, which is super cool. You don't get a concept of the scale. Like, outrageous. All this limestone, just one day decided I'm gonna collapse, and a sinkhole was born. It's the sinkhole's butthole there. The next stop on our list was Blue Lake here in Mount Gambier. Now there's two. This is the big one you can't swim at, and the other one is Little Blue Lake, which you can swim at. So it's important to note, don't try to swim here, you'll probably die. It's over 70 meters deep. There's a really cool sort of 3.5, 4 kilometer loop that goes around the entire circumference of this place if you're into running and walking and that sort of thing. And this is a really cool spot because the blue hue of the water, I guess, changes seasonally and depending on how the light's hitting it, which is a really cool way. So right now it doesn't look that blue, but if you look over here in the corner, we'll put a shot in here, it's like the most incredible turquoise where the sun's hitting it. So really, really cool. This was actually caused by what I believe was the Mar volcano, I'm gonna say, and it's basically the crater left by that, which was a whole bunch of volcanic activity of ash and a whole bunch of other stuff. So really, really cool. I mean, to think in the middle of that is 72 meters of water is absolutely ludicrous. So anyway, I reckon we can chuck the drone up here because I reckon from the sky we'll be able to see a bit more of the blue hue. Okay, now this is no joke. As I pulled up, I said, this is giving sinkhole vibes. And according to the sign, it is indeed a sinkhole. The crazy thing is, you can swim here and scuba dive here. The shallowest point's 25 meters, the deepest point is over 40 meters. So if you're a recreational diver, you're gonna be able to eat your heart out, but this is very cool. I definitely feel like the local kiddies and teens and adults, I guess, would probably come here in summer and jump off the rock edge into here because
Yeah, so deep.
so deep it'd be safe as. So that is the tomato section of the cave. If you sign up to do the stick section,
That's sick.
that part of the fence is obviously removable and you can climb through. There's a tiny little manhole that you can obviously crawl through, and that is your sort of introductory level of caving, but very cool to be, I don't even know, 10, 15, 20 meters underground. And to think it's, you know, pretty much all just naturally occurring. Insane. Definitely bring a jacket down here if you're going to come, because it is f***ing cold on the ground. Super sick. Folks, what that is, a little cheeky look at some very cool caving. Definitely feels like as you step down into the bottom of this cave, like you're in a freaking movie. It's very, very cool. We have now got a date with Robe, Port and Robe. We're gonna grab a coffee, head back up all these stairs. See you on the road. So cool.
Alright folks, we made it to Robe. It is only about half an hour, 35 minutes if you're cruising on the highway from Beachport. Obviously way more exciting if you're going along the beach and the coast, but with dogs, it being national parks, and apparently rangers were out. We did check at the Beachport Info Centre, the rangers are out with a force and vengeance, so we didn't risk it. I'm not paying the hundreds of dollars in fines for that today, but we're here. Now Robe is a beautiful historic town with some majestic coastline full of limestone natural features. You've got the lighthouse here, stacks of walks, and heaps of heritage listed buildings. So if you're really a history buff or you love your coastline or anything like that, then this place is for you. I think we're going to head to the gym. Robe is a tiny town, population around 12 to 1300 people, but they do have a gym here, so we're going to go train, which should be good. And apparently it gets really freaking cold here tonight, so I don't know how much filming we're going to do, I don't know how much camping we're going to do, we're yet to figure that out, but we're just going to wing it and see what happens. Pink's Beach is beautiful. Now, I couldn't find too much information on how it got its name or why it got its name, but all I can tell you is that directly up the coast is north, which means out to the ocean here is west, which means west coast sunsets right here in South Australia. So that's pretty cool. And what I reckon is because the sand is so beautiful and white, that when that sun sets out here over the horizon, over the ocean, it casts some beautiful colors and whatnot on the sand here. Another really cool thing to keep in mind is if you are traveling through this part of the world, Pink's Beach is about as close to a stunning free camp as you're gonna get. It's very, very affordable. You book and pay online. You basically drive onto the beach, pick a spot, and you can camp for as many days as you like. It's so, so stunning. The water is crystal clear, and you actually are a little protected from the wind here, which is kind of nice as well. We've just let the dogs out. It's all dog friendly this side of the beach. So the main access road you drive into, as long as you head south, so left, it's all dog friendly. So you can let your little devil spawn roam around, play around. And I don't know if you can see, but there's not another car on the entire beach. So anyway, we've got a couple hours driving ahead of us tonight. The end goal is going to be Murray Bridge. One of these days I'll know where we are and aren't going. So yeah, we're going to head to Murray Bridge and see what's there. I think we're going caravan park tonight because we have got 1200 kilos of washing to do because it's been about 10 days since we've done a load. So we're going to get after that and see you there. One thing I wanted to just mention to you guys, it's something that you should all keep in mind and try and live your life by. Now, I recently lost my grandma, my last surviving grandma, only a month or so ago, and it rattled me. And I thought I was doing okay, but she always, for as long as I can remember, for years and years, said that she wanted to take me over to Kangaroo Island. She was from Adelaide, South Australia, where we are at the moment. And yeah, she passed away before we could get over there together. It's really devastating. So I guess my words to you guys, my advice to you guys is
just get out there and do it. Enjoy your time with your loved ones. Travel while you can. See as much of Australia as possible. And now's as good a time as ever. Don't put it off, because that's what I did, and now I'll never get that chance. But yeah, just enjoy every minute you have with those that you can. And you know what? Stop planning. Just get out there and do it. You never know when it's going to be too late. There's a lot of Australia to see, and you're a long time dead. So yeah. Anyway, plan for the rest of this arvo is head out to Rapid Bay, do a bit of road tripping up into Normanville. We've got some family and stuff. We've got a few cousins and stuff that own farmland and that sort of thing out there. So we're going to drop past them, have a little quiet family afternoon, I think, which will be pretty nice. And then yeah, might film a bit of that, show you guys the farm, show you guys what we get up to, and yeah, see what happens. Basically just wing it. Tonight's camp looks a little different. We are here on Paul's farm, my cousin's farm, slash quarry, slash earth moving property. That's their place just down the hill, but we are in the stunning Adelaide Hills in Yankalilla. We're going to be having dinner down at theirs tonight, so nothing too flash, and we've just got the 7.9 and the Darchie popped in their shed alongside that big dog, a little grater, so should be a pretty comfy night, I think. I was almost going to ask him if we could sleep in their Jayco, but thought that might be pushing the friendship. But it should be a nice night. Tacos on the menu, so we'll go enjoy that. Oh, let me show you this car real quick though while I got you. Nature's claiming it. But look at this. Super, super cool. Man, I spent the best part of over 20 years coming here every year at Christmas. There'll be 20 or 30 of us all cousins getting absolutely blind with fun on this property. Like, just have a look at it. So stunning. Sun setting. Zeus is frothing. Zeus, what do you reckon? It's nice. Nice to visit some places like this full of memories. Anyway, I'm going to put this down for the night. Go have some tacos, chat with the fam, sleep. Tomorrow, I think the plan's going to be hit McLaren Vale, but it's all loose planning anyway, so we'll see what happens. Well, we made it. This is the Spencer Gulf Sea Road, and it's going to save us a whole bunch of hours, but does sadly bring us to the end of our journey. The big 79 is loaded up down below, and this is taking us from Wallaroo, which is over here, and going to take us to Lucky Bay over there. This sea road cuts out around 8 hours of driving. If you had to drive from the bottom of the Yorke Peninsula up and around the Bight into the Eyre Peninsula, it would be about 8 hours of driving, quite a few hundred kilometres. So this is only around a 2-hour ferry and cuts out a whole lot of BS. Anyway, I've unfortunately got to sign off now, go sit down, have a coffee and enjoy what is going to be a beautiful ferry ride. If you like what you've seen, make sure you like and subscribe, share it around to your friends, and hopefully you're enjoying this little Lap and Oz travel series with the big 79. See you guys.